Hey, what's up everybody? This is Gometa over here, and in these interesting times that we are in today, we don't really have anything else to do except for just, sitting around, getting fat, and playing games. But anyways, more on to the main point of this whole video, which is about exploring a new game. Well, a new game for you if you're watching this. And this game, to be honest, it's something else. It's an amazing game. The graphics are amazing. The movement skills are amazing in this game. But the thing is, for beginners, that might be hard for you. Like, many players just come into Warframe, they look at the game, it's really cool. And that is because this game is extremely unique. And because of its uniqueness, the game deserves like a nice guide and walkthrough since the beginning. There are many videos out there that cover many of the aspects of the game, but there's nothing that really ties it all together. So here's the latest video about how to get started in Warframe the most efficient way. Yeah. I'm also going to be skipping to the cinematic parts because you guys can go through it yourself, and stuff. This is where we come in, guys. This is Excalibur, and he's complete, actually, to be honest. These are his 4 abilities: slash dash, as you can see in the cinematic box, that you can just like charge over the enemies like that. We have radial blind, and in the radial blind you can basically just like blind all the enemies and can just go like basically do whatever the hell you want with them. Yeah, and this is radial javelin, I think that's how it's pronounced, but yeah, you basically just hit the ground with the sword and then everybody just goes pointy. Anyways, then you have the 4th ability. This is like what elite Warframe players, like if anybody's addicted to like Excalibur, even like further into the game, like this is what they use all the time. Like you set a key thing and that's all they do, because they can literally shoot waves like energy blasts from their swords, and it's just amazing. It's one of the most OP abilities in the game. Now we have Mag. Mag is also a very underrated Warframe, if you would, but she's a very powerful Warframe, and you just need to know how to use it right. And the first one is pull. The magnetic pull. She basically just pulls people to herself. Really good for crowd control, if you want to kill a bunch of enemies all together. Magnetize, you basically just like freeze an enemy in one place, and you can all the damage is converted to that one enemy. So it's a really cool ability. Also good for crowd control. And this one is a polarize. It's also really good for crowd control. And crush, you basically just lift them up and then you crush them. And yeah, so that's Mag. Really good for crowd control. It's a really good frame, perfect for beginners. So if that's your style, go for it, guys. I recommend it completely. Now this is Volt. Yeah, apart from his pointy face and pointy other parts, he's a very good frame. First when I saw Volt, I wasn't really like into him because like the way he looked, and I kind of like the way that Excalibur looked better. I guess, I don't know, he looks more of a human to me. But anyways, Volt is a really good frame. He's a solid frame. I actually mained him for a long time. Like, when I say main, I mean I use him like all the time. But yeah, and he's a really good frame. The reason I really got into Volt is because, well, he is the definition of DPS and crowd control. Like, his first ability, as you can see, if there are more enemies in the area, then they literally channel the blast channels to all the enemies. And if there's only one, it's good enough for one too. His speed is what got me in love with him. Like, absolutely amazing. Before, we had other frames such as Gauss, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I can't really spoil things for you. But his speed is one of the reasons why he's so famous. You can literally put on mods, you can mod him up right, and you can be literally whooshing through all the missions in the game and all the free world stuff that we have. We have Electric Shield over here. Electric Shield is a really good ability, and it's one of the most underrated abilities, but it's also very good. So Electric Shield, what it allows is it's a shield, and it takes all the damage away that is being affected on Volt, but then he can also pick up the shield and he can walk towards the enemies and he can do the damage. Any damage done through the shield from Volt will be multiplied with the electrical damage, so it does more damage. And yeah, and you can see the stats down here, their durations for his ability, their durations for each of the abilities and their multipliers. Discharge is one of the best crowd control abilities that you can get in the game. It literally hits anybody through the walls, through anything, and it's really cool. Yeah, so it's basically shock, but it's just wider and more stronger. But yeah, so now as it goes on to what's the best choice, of course it's up to you guys. Whatever suits you, you know, go for it. Whatever like makes you happy, you should go for that. But I just want to put a word of caution out there. Excalibur and Mag are frames that you can get later on in the game too, very easily, you know. And don't worry, I will be covering that too in my later videos. But Volt is a frame where you need to be in a clan. Now for those of you who don't know clan, well, of course you don't, because you're newbies. A clan is a group of people. It's something that you create in the game where you have things like labs where you can create new weapons and create new warframes. And a clan could be expensive for newbie players, and it's a lot to take in, which is why I'm going to be getting into the clans later on in the game. So I would highly suggest to go for either Mag or Excalibur I would highly suggest to go for Volt right now and choose Excalibur and Mag later, because you can get them later on in the game very easily. So I'm going to be choosing Volt for now. That's what I'm going to be going with, because he's the rare to get, and this is a new beginner player friendly guide and stuff, you know. So yeah, and by the way, also these are the passives. You can read them. They're basically just bonuses on each of the warframes, you know. They all have different passives. Mag has her own passive, Excalibur also has her own passive. So yeah, I'm going to be choosing Volt, and yeah, let's go ahead, guys. Okay, so when you get into the game first, you have all these enemies around here, and it says press 1 to shock, so that's your first ability. Remember those 4th abilities? That's shock, that's the first ability right here. Okay, now I have all these enemies around here, and I need to kill them with my shock. As I told you, amazing crowd control frame right here. Already you can see from the beginning. Oh, I missed, there we go. Okay, that's better. And yeah, that's the portal that we're supposed to go through. Oh, by the way, this fine woman over here, that is Lotus. She is going to be like kind of like your walkthrough guide and everything. But yeah, shift is for you to run, and space is to jump, as it tells you. Okay, now when it comes to choosing your melee weapon, a lot of players get confused, because that's what I got confused too. My best advice would be just go with something that you really suit your style with. This is, you only get 2 weapons in the beginning for the melee. Either you get the Skana, which is the sword, and then this is the staff, which is the MK1 bow. So the stats of the weapons are very low because you just started the game. So, but a key difference that you should know, that the Skana is slower than the MK1 bow. So me being, you know, just going with fast and stuff like that, I'm probably going to choose MK1 bow. So that's what I'm gonna go with, but you guys can feel free to choose the Skana. And as it tells you that E to melee, so a very nice game, you know. It really tells you from the beginning how to navigate your own way into the whole game. It tells you control to crouch. I'm gonna be on my better account. I have I should have stealth. Okay, this is how you stealth attack, guys. You press X, you walk up to the player, and then boom, there's a stealth attack. So as I was saying, on my better account, it's better to make your own key binding so the movement is more smoother for you. But yeah, here we are. That's the MK1 bow. Now we choose a secondary weapon. The MK1 kunais, they're really stealthy. So I mean, if you're a stealth person and you like to, you know, you're old-fashioned and stuff like that, then you definitely should go with the MK1 kunai. It's a higher damage, and it's the fire rate is pretty fast too, and it's stealth. Personally, me, I'm more of a running gun guy, so I kind of like the pistol, the Lado, and it's a really good pistol. So you should definitely, like, you know, consider getting this. So yeah, as you know, the basic shoot and aim. So yeah, and there's an enemy somewhere. Oh, there he is. I'm gonna shoot him. There we go, headshot. So it's very easy. You can also use your abilities, by the way. See? Oh, by the way, in the bottom right hand corner is your ability bar. You're 75. See, look, whenever I use my ability, it's gonna go down. That's how much energy you used. So the enemies drop energies.
Why have you not reported it?
Well, because I'm not there yet, buddy. That's why they have not reported me. And yeah, looting is also a really big part of the whole game. You can literally like break these things. So Rubio, these are all resources, okay? Like you will understand more of this later. This is just a cache that drops this stuff, credits, to give me credits. As you can see in the bottom of the screen, it tells you what you just got. This is ferrite, more ferrite. These are all the stuff that you're gonna need to craft more weapons and other Warframe parts and stuff like that. Yeah. And here we go. On we continue.
You made it. There's the extraction ship.
Here we go. If you hold K, then you only equip your melee weapon, and then you can aim. If you press the aiming button while equipped your melee weapon, you can block the attacks like this. You see how he's firing the laser at me and I'm just blocking it? You can literally go up to this thing. By the way, you're not supposed to kill him yet because, well, simply you just can't. You'll get smushed like a little bug. But aside from that, you can't really kill Vord yet, but he's one of the easiest bosses to kill. So you're gonna worry about him later. Oh, by the way, that's a very key move to know. Okay, so you crouch with C. You can also crouch with C, and then you slide while you're running, right? You press crouch while you're running, and then you're gonna slide. And then if you press jump, then you're gonna bullet jump. That's a bullet jump. You do this. It's very key in this whole game. Movement is what makes this game separate from the others. That's why this game is amazing. And that yellow marker is your destination, of course.
Phase 4 another time when you're fully restored.
You can just do this. You can kill these enemies. You know, switch my weapons real quick because, you know, of course, the MK1 bow is not long ranged. You can get these are all loot. All the green ones are something you can get. The red ones you can't really open because that's just how the game is. And the green ones are the ones that you can only open. Oh, there we go. Headshot. There we go. Look at that. Absolute bugs. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I missed. How dare me. There we go. Perfect. So, oh, delightful. There we go. Here we go. Yeah. So for dashing, you just have to kind of jump at the wall, but then you just spam space. You just start spamming space while you look across the whole map. Like you look in the direction you want to go, and then you start spamming space right next to the wall. So it's a very basic movement, or you can just bullet jump. You know, you can jump. So here, as I told you, so you can jump, and then you can press C in space. You know, crouch in space. And then yeah. Now for the primary weapons, guys, both the weapons are good. Like I said, if you want to go with something more stealth, then you can definitely pick up MK1 Paris. But may I aware you that these are not the only two weapons. They're much better weapons that you're going to be getting in the game later on. So it doesn't really matter which one you choose right now. Just go with the one that you feel, and then yeah, you can choose later on in the game. I, like you already know, I'm more of a running gun guy, so I'm gonna choose the MK1 Bratton right now. It's a good starting weapon, and yeah, it's just a machine gun, it's an assault rifle, I think, yeah. And that's just what my style is. So that's just what I'm gonna be using. Let's see. Oh, hello. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, he's not dead yet. Wow. Thank you. Oh, delightful. Here we go. More people. And you can also slide like this too. I don't know. So sometimes it helps you dodge more bullets and stuff like that, and it's really helpful. As you can see, you can repeat this bullet jump action, and it's so much more fun and so much more faster. And yeah, as tells you right here, K to cycle through your weapons. If you hold K, then the only weapon you're going to be equipping is your melee weapon. But if you press K again, then you're going to switch back to your secondary, and then you can go back to your primary. Anyways, now you're here. The main goal of this first mission is just to get to the ship that is broken, and Lotus, the woman, yep, her, she's gonna be fixing it while we get to it. And there we go. Gonna just have to beat some enemies right away. Oh, here we go. Now this is hacking. This is very simple. Whenever you get to the bell, you press space. When you get to another bell, you press space, and then you press space again. Boom, hack done. Now we have to wait for a little bit until the systems of the ship reboot. That's Ordis. He's like Jarvis, but for this game. Perfect. So yeah, you have to defend the ship for 30 seconds. But yeah, you don't really have to defend it because it'll be fine. You can just be killing enemies on the way. Go. Okay, look at this. Absolute massacre. Look at this. This is it's too easy, guys.
Ship is ready. It's time to leave.
Now you leave. There we go. So congratulations, guys. You made it to your first part. You know, it's great. Now this ship is called the Orbiter because, you know, it orbits around the planets. Because you're gonna be your base. That's your house basically. That's where you live. Like this right here. See, and by the way, on this like loading screen, you can also move the ship. Oh, it didn't let me out. Did you see that? You can move the ship. It's a daily reward. This is an Orcan cell. I got really lucky. If you don't get this, do not worry. I will tell you everything about it in later on of my videos. You can claim it for now. That's great. I'm gonna go ahead and claim it.
Operator, you have returned.
Oh,
I am
hi Jarvis.
Ship Cephalon.
So this is your ship. You know, you can sprint, you can jump in here, you can do whatever you want. You know, it's a big
Arsenal
ship.
management could be restored if the operator wishes it.
And these are very important part. This is the arsenal right here. This is where you can switch your weapons, you can equip new weapons, you can customize the look of your character and everything. So it's a very cool place. This is the mod segment. I'll get into this later, but just know that this is how you can upgrade your weapons. This is what you need. This is the foundry. If you ever build anything, it's gonna be over here. You build the weapons, you build new warframes, and new anything, and it's gonna be in here. But the reason what you will realize is that I can't really access them yet that's because we need this segment. Right now we only have the arsenal segment, which I'll be installing in a second, which is why you have to go further and install more segments. This is where the market will be once you get the segment too. But yeah, and this is the codex. I will get into this further, but it's basically it's like the Wikipedia of Warframe. Like this is where you learn everything. But yeah, you don't really have to waste your time on that because I'm here for you. So yeah, lucky you guys. You go here and press X. X is to interact, by the way. And then you can just plug in the segment, and you have your arsenal. Now,
You honor Ordis.
listen to this. Okay guys, so yeah, this might be very confusing to you at first and stuff like that, but all you need to know is that these are the stats of your Warframe, because that's what you have highlighted right here. You move down, that's your MK1 baton. These are the stats of your gun. Now, the impact, puncture, slash, that's nothing to really be concerned of right now. Just know that with the weapon you have right now, it's good enough to deal with the content that you're going to be thrown at in the beginning of the game. This is a Lado, these are the stats. This is the MK1 bow, and these are the stats for that. The Parazon, you don't have to worry about that right now. That's later on in the game. Okay, so now in Volt, you can go to appearances. This is why one of the reasons I love the game. You can click on the primary color, and you can change the color. And perfect, there we go. Anyways guys, this is gonna be it for this video. This is the basics of what you need to know in the beginning, and there's no need to be overwhelmed. You have your arsenal, play around with the colors, you know, give it your flair, whatever you feel like. You know, you had the MK1 baton, the run and gun, if that's what you chose. I mean, of course, if you're more stealthy, you know, you can go for a stealthy colorway, whatever you like. You know, do whatever makes you happy in this game right now. Do make sure to click subscribe, and do make sure to click that bell icon so you never miss out on any of my videos. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next video.